Hallo miteinander, I'm Gashady6 and this is Final Fantasy III. Yes, the real one on the NES. It is a game that for a very long time was shrouded in mystery. In North America, Squaresoft released Final Fantasy I, then 2 on the Super Nintendo, and then 3 on the Super Nintendo as well. And suddenly, 7. And of course everyone asked the question, what the heck happened to 4, 5 and 6? And that's about the point when it came out that the localization teams had masked the existence of Final Fantasies 2, 3 and 5. Games that were only released in Japan. But isn't it kind of redundant that I'm telling you this? I mean, in our age of information, everyone knows about this story. It's an old hat. There's a much bigger secret to this game than just that. One that very few people even know about. You can fight an alternative final boss. One that only appears under very certain conditions, and I'm going to show it to you today. This is where normally the last encounter against the evil Cloud of Darkness would take place. The first time you meet it, it will always overwhelm your party, but now the Dark Warriors have weakened it. Until the battle starts for real, things seem very normal, but now we must face the Clown of Darkness. Normally, clowns tend to be quite funny, not this one. She will make you cry. Really, this is a very hard boss battle. You need to be very familiar with the secret classes in order to prevail. And now I said the magic word, the secret classes. They are the key to even getting to this fight. You need to assign one of them to each of your characters, because if you don't, you will just fight the Cloud of Darkness like every other time. So, how do you even get these secret classes? First of all, you need to be close to the end of the game, at the Crystal Tower, with Eureka already unlocked. In that optional dungeon, you have to proceed to the 5th floor, where you would normally fight the Kunoichi. Now before you go do just that, you have to switch all of your jobs to white mages and defeat her like that. Once you've done so and obtained the Masamune, you have to reset your Famicom immediately. The next step is to load up your file again and play back to where you fought the Kunoichi before. Instead of her, there will be an albino cat there. That is, if you've done everything right. Talk to that cat, and she will ask you if you want to make a contract. Answer yes, and you will have the secret classes. Voila! 3 of them, the ones that you can see right now, are the Time Lord, the Myrmidon, and the Crimson Dragoon. The ones that we've seen before but are not on screen right now are the Holy Ranger and the Musketeer. All of those classes are really badass, but I want to bring special attention to the Time Lord. He travels time and space to bring modern military equipment from our world into the medieval realm of Final Fantasy III. And that's basically how the clown just got run over by a truck. Man, I really love that idea, but why did they have to drop it when they had it so early on? In later Final Fantasies, they only had things like gun blades and AMP code emblems. Why not the Time Lord? I guess we'll never know. By the way, the Time Lord and the Holy Ranger have the only team attack in the game. That one is extremely epic. What happens is that the Time Lord freezes time for everyone except himself and the Holy Ranger. In this little personal bubble, which is the only conscious place in the world, the Holy Ranger sends as many arrows on the way as he can before time resumes. It's really awesome and powerful, and I love it, and you're going to see it in just a few more seconds again. Wouldn't you agree that a lot more characters in media should have time-manipulating powers? I really can't think of many that do. Who else do we have? Oh yeah, the Musketeer. The Musketeer can be really tankish in the right situation. He takes less damage from chest targeting attacks because he has a very sturdy chest, but more damage from head targeting attacks. For example, when I fought the Skilla, it used Chomp on my Musketeer, dealing 9,999 damage. That was pretty ridiculous. The Myrmidon and the Crimson Dragoon are both pretty standard at first sight. The Crimson Dragoon is a decent damage dealer, the Myrmidon the best healer in the game, but there's even more to those two. If you have them at a very low job level, like below 10, it is possible that they will attack each other instead of what you told them. This is perfectly in line with the lore of Final Fantasy III. The orders of those two have been at war for a very long time, centuries even, and they have to get used to each other first. If they get this kind of rage fit in a bad spot, it can really screw you over. But that is not the only drawback that the special classes have. They have a unique resource that can be extremely dangerous to them. It is called SG, short for Super Great Points. And that is like MP, but if it hits 0, the character falls unconscious. If you've played Final Fantasy IV, you might remember that Tella died because he used more MP than he even had. This is kind of the precursor to that. Poor Tella. He was my favorite character in that game. Really good and versatile. Oh, now we have dealt so much damage that the Clown of Darkness just went into her attack phase. She will now use a flare wave in each round. That will kill you really quickly. It's a good thing we healed up to full before it started. So yeah, everything that happened until this point, it was all just a warm-up, nothing else. Everything can fall apart from here on, so we're gonna bring our Holy Ranger back, the best damage dealer in our group. We have to throw everything we've got at this stupid clown now. Taking it slow would be suicidal, but you're also not allowed to be lax with the healing. Yeah, attacking and healing. That is the core idea of any great RPG. I remember when I rented Final Fantasy Mystic Quest and got stuck very early on this very hard boss. I think it was a Minotaur or something? Yeah. Anyways, I was only able to beat him after a friend of mine told me that you had to attack and heal in order to win. My mind was blown. Speaking of healing, our Myrmidon has fallen. That is not good. The Musketeer can also heal, but only one person at a time, and that's really not going to cut it. We're gonna have to go all out here and simply pray that we make it. Maybe the Musketeer's ultimate technique called Final Shot will in fact be the final shot. Now wouldn't that be fitting? Oh, what is this? The music is fading out. Yes, we have done it, but there is a problem. This was not the end of the battle. There is a second and even deadlier phase than this. I'm Gash86, this was Final Fantasy III, and next time, the true form of the Clown of Darkness. Bis gleich.